Selamat siang Bapak Ibu semua. Apakah suara saya bisa didengar?
Saya bisa, Bu.
Bisa nggih? Oke. Selamat siang. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Ika. I come from Janabadra University. I was assigned to become the moderator of this session. If I'm not mistaken, there are about 7 presenters here, and I will call one by one according to the list. Is it okay if we can continue right now, or we have to wait until 1:30? I would like to call, is Katrina Katri? Is she here? Would you like to open your video or respond my call, please? Is Katrina Katri here? No? I'm in room B. There are about 7 presenters here. Number 2 is proposed strategies to improve energy efficiency at PT Badak NGL. Bapak Muhammad Rais Bahtiar. Bapak Muhammad Rais?
I'm here, Bu.
Oh yeah. Can you speak louder, please?
That's I use a microphone.
Oh,
I'll
yes.
try to.
Okay. If Mrs. Katrina Katri is not here, he will be the first presenter. Is it okay for you?
Okay.
Okay, I will call the third presenter first. The third presenter will be Listin Fitriana et al. There are so many writers in the third papers. Is that okay? Mr. Ulama, Listin Fitriana, Lili Octavia, Muhammad Tamyiz from Universitas Nahdlatul Ulama Sidoarjo.
Yeah.
Somebody here? Okay. And the fourth will be Bapak Maulana Dwi Putra Riyadi from IPB. Oh yes.
Yes. Okay, I'm here.
Okay. You will be the third presenter if there is no the third
Okay, no
presenter
problem.
here. Okay. Thank you. At least there are 2 papers will be presenting. The rest we can continue after you. Okay. Selamat siang. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to the first icoflast International Conference of Environmental Law, Applied Science and Technology. My name is Ika. I am the moderator in your breakout room. Now I would like to call Mr. Muhammad Rais Bahtiar with the paper entitled Proposed Strategies to Improve Energy Efficiency at PT Badak NGL. Okay, Mr. Muhammad Rais, time is
Okay.
yours.
Can you guys see my presentation? Can my voice be heard clearly, Bu Siti? Okay. My name is Muhammad Rais Bahtiar. I'm from Badak NG. I work as an electrical engineer here, and currently I'm also a student of School of Business and Management, Institute of Technology Bandung. And today I would like to present my paper, which is entitled "Proposed Strategies to Improve Energy Efficiency at PT Badak NGL." This is the agenda of my presentation today. I will start with some introduction with the comprehensive profile, business issue, research objective, and so on. And then we'll go to the theory and methodology. And the third is the analysis. I'll use the root cause analysis and the analytic hierarchy process. And we'll close with some conclusion and implementation plan. And this is the area view of our company. We're located in Bontang, East Kalimantan. For those who is not familiar with PT Badak. We're not a refreshing beverages company, but we produce liquefied natural gas, which the feed gas, which in the form of gas, then the temperature will be lower to minus 160 degrees Celsius, and the volume can be smaller, around 600 times smaller. We have the capacity of 22.5 million ton of per year to produce the LNG, and we have 8 process trains, we have 6 LNG tanks, we have 5 LPG tanks, we have 3 loading docks. We also have the LNG filling station to transport the LNG in ISO tank trucks to the gas power plant in Sambera, around 50 kilometers from our plant. And we also have the solar PV system, which we collaborate with PT Pertamina Power Indonesia. It can generate up to 4 megawatt peaks of capacity. We have established in 1974, and our first LNG production was in 1977. And so we have operating for more than 40 years. We're not a profit company, and the government of Republik Indonesia own all the assets in PT Badak through the Lembaga Manajemen Aset Negara, or the LMAN. And currently our majority shareholders is the Pertamina Hulu Energy, and the majority of gas producers in 2021 is the Pertamina Hulu Magahakam, and followed by the Eni Italia. Okay, so what is the business issue of this research? As you can see in this graph here, since 2001, which is the peak of our LNG production, the feed gas coming to our plant is keep declining, and it affects the LNG production as well. As you can see on this right axis, the maximum capacity of our plant is 8 process trains, but currently we only operate with 2 process trains, which means only a quarter. And maybe in the future, in the next 2 and 3 years, we only operate with the same number of trains, the 2 trains, or even 1 train in 2024 and 2025. With this lowering feed gas coming to our plant, it also affects the efficiency energy of our company, which are reflected in the terms of plant thermal efficiency, which is the percentage of the feed gas that can be used to produce the LNG or the fuel gas, because the feed gas coming to our plant, besides used as to produce the LNG product, also used to the fuel to operate our company. And the fuel can be converted into the steam and then converted to the electricity as well. And as you can see here on this top right graph, the PTE is getting lower from 2016 to 2020. And it also reflected on the steam to LNG ratio, which is the how much amount of steam, high pressure steam and the medium pressure steam to produce the LNG, to produce 1 meter cubic of LNG. And even though the LNG is LNG is the most clean energy, is the most clean forms of fossil fuel. It is, the emission is only around half of the coal power plant. But with this decreasing trend of efficiency, it will affect the amount of fuel losses in our plant, which can be converted into the LNG as the country income. And the second, it will also reflect the amount of carbon footprint from our plant. And the third, it also reflect the image of our company, which already well known as the safe, reliable, and an efficient plant. So the business issue of this research is the declining plant efficiency due to lower feed gas over the years. So the research objective of this paper is, the first is to find the root causes of decreasing plant energy efficiency, and then to propose the alternative solutions to increase Badak LNG's plant efficiency. And this is the methodology that I use to answer these issues. I will first explain the current energy performance, which already presented in the introduction. And for the last 3 years, we're conducting several focus group discussion to conduct the energy review on each area, and to determine the significant energy use in accordance to the ISO 50001, the energy management system. The area can be divided into 3 major areas: the process trains, the utilities, and the storage loading, pen support, and community. And after we're conducting the energy review, we can conduct the root cause analysis, which in this paper, I use the current reality 3 method. And from the root cause analysis, we'll go on to the developing the improvement programs by the using of value focused thinking and also the focus group discussion. And to conduct the priority analysis, I use the analytic hierarchy process to determine what alternative has the highest priority. And finally, we can have the implementation plan. So this is the this figure shows the difference between the alternative focus and the value focused thinking. Instead of focusing on the alternatives at first, we need to find what are the fundamental objectives of our research. And after we found the fundamental objective, we can develop the criteria to achieve the objective, and then we can have the alternative. And this is the analytic hierarchy process, which developed by Professor Thomas Salty. After we define the problem, we can organize the problem as a hierarchy, and then we can develop the pairwise comparison matrix, and then we can perform judgment for pairwise comparison. I interviewed six or seven subject matter experts in our plan to develop the judgment, and then we need to find also the consistency ratio for this judgment. And finally, we can have the overall priority ranking, and we can have the best alternative to achieve our goal. And this is the result of the root cause analysis using the current reality tree. And as you can see, there are many root causes that contribute to the plan inefficiency. And based on the review that conducted from the last 3 years, we have divided it into the three major areas, which are the processing area, the utilities, and also the storage loading, PSF, and community. And as you can see, from the 19 root causes, there is one uncontrollable root cause, which is the declining feed gas from the gas producer. It is beyond our capability of Badak to increase the feed gas because it is beyond our entity. But for the others, 18 root causes, it is beyond our control. And for the 18 controllable cases, there are 7 outstanding root causes, which the rest 11 of them have been solved by developing the procedure or the internal study. So we need to solve these 7 outstanding root causes. So by using the value focused thinking through the focus group discussion, we can determine the fundamental objective of this energy efficiency improvement, which is to improve the LNG plant energy efficiency by finding the best alternatives of energy efficiency program. And we can also have the criteria to choose what are the alternatives, which the first one is we need to find what is the most cost efficient solution to be implemented, and the second is what are the most impactful program to energy efficiency improvement, and the third, what is the solution that has the fast completion time or fast implementation time, because the remaining life of our plant is not much longer, maybe around 3 or 5 years later in the future. And we need to find also the least complex solution. So with the 7 remaining root cause can be grouped into 5 solutions. The first one is to implement the LED replacement project, because we have so many lamps, so many lightings in our plant that's still using the mercury vapor lamp and the conventional high bay lamps, which is inefficient. And the second solution is to implement the building energy management project, because most of our building do not have the lighting automation, and we do not have the energy meter, the kWh meter, because we generate our own electricity. And the third solution is to install a pressure and flow indicator for boil off gas compressors and LNG LPG loading and circulation pumps. And the fourth solution is to install preheater for the molecular sieve in the process train area. And the fifth solution is to develop the evaluation study and conduct overhaul for cooling water pumps, boiler feed water pumps, and condenser pumps. So, and this is the hierarchy of the analytic hierarchy process. And this is the result of the AHP process, which developed by interviewing the SMEs in our plan. And as you can see here, the building energy management project has the first priority, which has 44% of priority, followed by the LED replacement project, and the third priority is to install pressure and flow indicator for the LNG and LPG pumps. And for the fourth solution is to install preheater dryer in the molecular sieve equipment. And the last solution is to conduct improvement study and overhaul for utilities pumps based on the criteria that given in the EHP process. So to measure the robustness of the analytic hierarchical process, we need to conduct the sensitivity analysis by altering the weight of the highest priority criterion, which is the time criterion, the time completion. And after conducting the sensitivity analysis, the result is not different compared to the initial result. It means that the analysis, the AHP analysis conducted previously is already valid. So to conclude the presentation, even though we're not a profit company, we're still an energy company. So the energy efficiency for our plant is very crucial. And the decreasing plant energy efficiency issues can be answered with the risk cost analysis using the current related tree method. And from the 19 root causes, there are 7 outstanding root causes which can be solved by developing 5 alternative solutions. And based on the priority analysis using the EISP, the 5 alternative solutions which has the highest ranking is to develop the building energy management project with the priority of 44%, followed by the LED replacement project with 21% priority, and the third priority is to install flow and pressure indicator for the pumps. And since the feed gas forecast from the gas producers will not be much longer, and maybe in 2026 we're no longer operating, the other 2 alternatives, which has a high implementation cost, which is the preheater project and the overhaul and improvement study, is not viable. So for these 3 solutions need to be implemented with the time schedule for the next 3 years. And I think that's all for my presentation today. Thank you very much for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for the reliable presentation. Is there any question? I will open the Q&A session for your presentation. Is there any question for Mr. Muhammad Rais Bahtiar? If not, I would like to ask a question. Mr. Muhammad Rais, is there you have defined 3 root cause priority? Is it feasible to be? Is it feasible? Sorry if there is a noise sound because we have the same room in this area. Is the project, for example, building energy management project, is feasible to be done in the next 3 years? Is it can be achieved and completed within the 3 years?
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Siti. The building energy management project, which is the second solution, as you can see, based on the judgment from the subject matter expert, has the highest priority from the cost criteria, which means the solution has the least implementation cost. It is the cheapest solution from all the other solutions. And from the completion time, it also has the highest priority, which means it can be done the fastest. And the building energy management project is not that complex, so it can be done step by step. We can start from this building and then followed by the other buildings, and I believe it can be done for the next 3 years.
Okay. And to the least weight is about improvement study and overhaul for utilities pump. Is it? Am I right?
Yes.
And the time completion for the S5 is the shortest time. How long
no,
you can estimate? No,
it's the opposite.
Oh,
for the S5, for example, the time duration has the second smallest number, which means it has the second slowest to achieve this solution, because
Oh, I
based on
see.
the judgment from the SME, the improvement study and overhaul can be costly, and we need to hire the external consultant
Oh, okay.
to implement the solution.
Okay. So is it the opposite to
Yes.
read the time in your criteria? Okay, thank
Yes.
you. Thank you for your nice presentation. Now I would like to call the second presenter. The title of the research will be Distribution Mapping of Cadmium on Water and Soil in Rice Field around the Industrial Area of Sidoarjo Regency. Written by our fellow from Universitas Nahdlatul Ulama Sidoarjo. We have Mr. Muhammad Yahya here.
Yes.
Yes, welcome, and time is yours.
Oh. Sorry. Sorry, not responding. My computer not responding. Sorry, please. Sorry.
You can see your presentation. You cannot open yet.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Halo Pak Yahya.
Yeah. Not responding. Wait.
No. Yes. Okay, we can see your slides now. Just now I can see your presentation, but no cannot. Okay.
Open?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Pak Yahya, if you cannot open your presentation slide, perhaps you can send me, and I will.
Oh, yes.
Yes, I will give my number in room chat, so you can send it through WhatsApp, or up to you.
Oh, okay.
Or you can email me.
Yes, yes.
Up to you. Okay. Meanwhile, when you are sending your
Next.
file, can see the can you see the chat from
Yeah.
room chat? Yes. This is my contact. You can send your
Yes.
presentation file to me if it is okay for you. Meanwhile, is it okay for you if I skip your presentation first? Then I will call the next presenter first to present
Presenter.
the result. Yes, the next presenter first.
Yes,
Okay.
next
Okay.
presenter.
Okay. Thank you for your permission.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay. Okay. I'm really sorry for the technical delay. Now I would like to call the next presenter with the research title Mapping of Potential Hazard Areas for Forest and Land Fire based on GIS in Kepulauan Meranti, Regency Riau. Written by Maulana Dwi Putra Riyadi. I believe that he is here. Hello, Pak Maulana, time is yours.
Mr. Yahya, translate.
Sorry? Oh yeah. Yes. Yes.
In my first.
Yes. Okay. The slide is already appear. Time is your Pak Maulana.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, I am Maulana Dwi from IT University. On this occasion, I would like to thank the officer of the International Conference of Environmental Law, Applied Science and Technology, with the title Mapping of Potential Hazard Area for Forest and Fire based on GIS in Kepulauan Meranti Regency Riau Province. 14.9 million hectares of wetlands in Indonesia spread over Sumatera, Kalimantan, and Papua. With ecosystem and various important roles for life, such as regulating the hydrological cycle and generating the local communities economy. Various human activities such as building forestry, agricultural land, building canals for climate, the existence of the ecosystem. These activities impact the disruption for living things. Environmental pollution, the threat of disaster such as and fires. Forest and fires that occur at the end in the ecosystem. The occurs in Kepulauan Meranti with a peak area of 600,000 hectares. Geographic information system is mapping the fire hazard level are essential in mitigation efforts to assist forest fire control officials significantly. Information on the level of danger of the forest and when fire in Kepulauan Meranti Regency is not yet available on the big scale. So this research aims to map potential hazard area for forest and when fires in Kepulauan Meranti Regency Riau Province. This research was conducted in Kepulauan Meranti Regency, Riau Province from September to November 2021. And the data used in the study RDI map from the Geospatial Information Agency, passport data from the Secretariat for Handling Environment and Forestry Case Complaints, land cover map from Ministry Environment and Forestry, and existing landfall data from CHIPS. And the tool is in this research is ArcGIS 10.x software for spatial analysis and for of fire hazard and firing map. The spatial analysis in estimating the fire hazard level in the study use the multi-criteria evaluation by considering the aspect of the score and make variables. The variables of rating and scoring used in the study can be seen in table number 2. There are 5 variables. First one, the land cover, the soil type, the distance from rifle, distance from wood, and distance from residential. And the next, the steps carried out in the study can be seen in page number 2. For start, collecting data such as land cover, surface, distance from rifle, distance from road, and distance from residential. For the distance from road, distance from rifle, distance from road, and distance from residential will be analysis by multiple ring buffer. And next, like classification and scoring, and then classification hazard level, and then map of fire, forest, and land hazard level by validating using hotspot data. So the result of the land cover classification analysis show the dryland jungle and secondary forest, secondary stem forest, donated land cover in Kepulauan Meranti Provinsi by 26% and 20% respectively. The data from the Central Statistic Agency states the most people in Kepulauan Meranti from entrepreneurs. And then the analysis results show that around 300,000 hectares or 90% of the land in Kepulauan Meranti is affected. Information about this type of soil is crucial because every kind of soil has different characteristics. In the study, the rifle is assumed to be a water source used for water suppression activities when the forest and land fires occur. In the study, the root is assumed to be a negative factor can be increase the likelihood of forest and land fire. The analysis results show that most of the areas in the Meranti Island are surrounded by roots with certain distance intervals. Result studies show that the central accumulation is scattered throughout Kepulauan Meranti with the dominance in the coastal area. In general, most area of Kepulauan Meranti Regency have a high level of fire hazard, with an area of about 200,000 hectares, or 68% of the total area. Hotspot historic data from 2016 until 2021 shows fluctuating results. Can be seen in figure number 9. The highest number of hotspots occurred in 2019 with 154 points. The analysis results show that from the total existing hotspots, 13 hotspots are in location with a moderate level of fire hazard and 285 hotspots at a high hazard level. No hotspots appear in low hazard locations. So after knowing the distribution of the potential location for forest and land fires, it is hoped that it can assist every stakeholder in designing and implementing action plan in effort to mitigate and adapt forest and land fires in Kepulauan Meranti Regency. So for the conclusion, the first one is the study result show a high level of danger dominates the potential hazard of forest and land fire in Kepulauan Meranti Regency. After being validated with hasil data from 2016 to 2021, efforts are only at moderate and high fire hazard level. So the utilization of GIS in fire hazard mapping can be done quickly and quite accurately. And then the variables used such as land cover, soil type, distance from river, distance from roots, and distance from residential are sufficient to decide the fire hazard level in Kepulauan Meranti. And these are some of reference used in this study. That's all my presentation. I want to thank for you for the attention.
Okay, thank you for a very interesting presentation. Now I would like to offer to the audience, is there any question for Pak Maulana here? Okay, if not, I will ask a question. Really sorry because my background is not in Faculty of Engineering. So I would like to ask about your variable to determine whether whether some variables like the soil coverage, the distance from the water, and etc., like you just presenting, which one has the highest contribution that influence the potential hazard for land fire? Is my question is clear?
Okay.
Yes, you explain some variables to determine the, I think the second, yes, this one.
Okay. The
Yeah.
variable, the high
Land cover.
effect to land forest and fire. Land cover is very big contribute to the disaster for fire, forest fire, and it is 25%. And second one, distance from rifle 20%, distance from 20%, distance from resident 20%, and the last thing sometimes 15% contribute to forest fire and land.
Okay. So how we can get the number of the presentation? Is it based on the previous study like Sabaraji 2005? Does it distinguish about the 20% as the weighted score in here, or based on your justification, how we can determine that like land cover is weighted about 25%, or because of the, oh, I see.
In this study, we use percentage by Safaraji 2005, but on the other results, we use my justification with the expert justification. It is depend on the situation and location in Indonesia.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Because every different maybe different characteristic.
Oh, I see. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, in the Meranti Island, in the Meranti Regency, is dominated by swamp, right?
Yes, swamp forest.
If the swamp is there, just my opinion, it will reduce the level of hazard areas, or it will increase the level of hazard areas for land fire or forest fire.
Swamp forest, increase hazard level because in the dry season, the swamp forest very dry and and there many canal would drying land very.
Okay. Oh, I see. So increase the risk for the fire hazard.
Level
Yes.
Yeah, fire hazard.
Okay. Thank you for your interesting answer. Now I have a clear understanding about that. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, for the next presenter, Pak Yahya has already sent me his presentation file. So now I would like to call the research in Untitled Distribution Mapping of Cadmium on Water and Soil in Rice Fields around the industrial area of Sidoarjo Regency. I will share the presentation first.
Yes.
Okay. Pak Yahya, are you here? Can you see my presentation? Yes. So you can presenting and I will operate for you. Don't worry.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Everyone, thank you for coming to this presentation. I am Muhammad Yahya as the president and my team Bishop are Sri Fitriana, Muhammad Yahya, Lady Nur Hamidah, Esa Rosida, Adnan Rahmayanti, Laila Fafia, Ati Widianti, and Muhammad Tamjiz from Environmental Engineering Department, Universitas Nurul Ulama Sidoarjo. Today I'm going to talk about introduction, distribution mapping of cadmium on water and soil in rice field around the industrial area of Sidoarjo Regency. Introduction. Next. Then the development of industrial asset in the western. Wait. This screen. Screen.
Hello, Pak Yahya. Can you proceed the presentation, please? Because I cannot present your PPT file. Hello, Pak Yahya, you here?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, next. Is it right? Halo Pak Yahya. Halo Pak Yahya.
Okay. Before slide.
Previous slide or this slide?
Before.
Sorry, cannot hear your voice clearly. Is that right? Yes.
Plant can be a mediator of the state of heavy metal in living beings. The pressure of the heavy metal in the environment can occur naturally or is more influenced by human activities such as industrial activities. The main cause the heavy metal is the cellulose pollutants involved heavy metal cannot destroy by living organisms in the environment and accumulate in the environment. There is a need for special data regarding the distribution of heavy metal cadmium in industrial area. To produce and analyze data on the spatial distribution of heavy metal cadmium in the study, use the interpolation method from Geographic Information System. GIS. Interpolation is the process estimating the value in measured area so that distribution.
Okay, sorry. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
The purpose of the research is to identify the spatial distribution of cadmium heavy metal content in the water, the rice field, on the industrial area of Cedar Regency. The second purpose, this research is to identify the spatial distribution of cadmium heavy metal content in the soil in rice field around the industrial area of Cedar. Next. From this table, we know that the research in Forso district in Sidoarjo Regency include our Taman district, Pian district, Balonda district, and Tarik district. The sampling point taken are rice field, the water and soil of rice field. Determination of sampling point use global position system. The determination of this area is based on estimating the input of heavy metal from industry activities that contaminated the rice field. The method used in data analysis using the ordinary digging, the analysis of cadmium heavy metal at the Surabaya Industrial Research and Consulting Institute. The research implementation consists of data collection secondary, file observation, data processing, and analysis field and laboratory to find out the difference in heavy metal content at each location. The sampling data also use satellite image data to clarify the difference in the stand and position at each sample point. The difference in distance can slightly affect the area of the distribution of heavy metal cadmium at the sample location. And next. Result and discuss. From this table, we know that the difference in the concentration of each sample point can be due to the number of industries in the area, transportation, or agriculture that contain cadmium heavy metal. The content of cadmium in rice field, water in Balonda village, Taman district, where the rice field are next to industry and road. Next. Based on figure, the higher the cadmium concentration, to right the color show on the map, the lower the cadmium concentration, the more intense the difference in color degradation. The highest level of cadmium concentration was in Taman district, rice field. Water sampling was subject to a plastic factory. From the laboratory, result obtained a cadmium content of 1.19 ppm dot rate after being analyzed using the breeding method. While the lowest cadmium concentration was in the Balonda district, sampling of rice field water subject to a light brick factory laboratory result obtained a cadmium concentration 1.28 ppm under green. Next, the cadmium metal content for all sampling point excite the quality standard limit based on peraturan pemerintah Republik Indonesia nomor 82 tahun 2001 about water quality management and water pollution control, which was 001 ppm for all class. Next. And next. Before conclusion, the highest content of the laboratory test result was found in Taman district, which in eject to a plastic factory, while the lowest content of heavy metal was found in the district, which is eject to a light brick factory. The content of cadmium in rice field in Taman district is 1.19 ppm, while in rice field is 2.43 ppm. In Balongbada district, the cadmium content in rice field is 1.28 ppm, while in rice field it is 1.22 ppm. Analysis using the tracking method map the distribution of the metal cadmium. The red color on the map show the highest level of cadmium content in Taman district, while the green color on the map show the lowest level of cadmium content. That's all I have to say about. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your nice presentation. I will offer to the audience, is there any questions? If not, Pak Yahya,
Yeah.
is it healthy to eat the rice with the highest level of cadmium? Is it okay for us to eat the rice with high level of cadmium in Taman Bendo, I think, for the highest level, is that right?
Taman Balung Bendo.
Bering Bendo tadi, lupa.
Yeah, Balung Bendo for.
Is there any threshold for the healthy level of healthiness of the rice with the level of cadmium?
The cadmium metal content for all sample point excited to quality standard limit based on ETMC 2050 Environmental Protection Ministry of China.
Okay, I see. Okay. Is there any more questions? Beside me, I think I am the most active, the most talkative in here, I think. Not okay, thank you for your presentation, Pak Yahya. Now I would like to call the next presenter with the research entitled Plant Success Rate in Forest and Rehabilitation Program in Batu Tegi Forest Management Unit. With the researcher is Leo Muhammad Widodo from Lampung University and Rahmat Safei, also from Lampung University, Indonesia. Time is yours. Yes, thank you, Pak Widodo.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Good afternoon, everyone. Introduce, my name is Leo Muhammad Widodo. I will do a presentation with the title "Plant Success Rate in Program Forest and Land Rehabilitation in Unit Batu Tegi Forest Management." Present at International Conference of Environmental Law, Applied Science and Technology 2021. Introduction. A forest. A forest is land dominated by trees with an area of more than 0.25 hectare and canopy cover of more than 10% in fellowship of nature and its environment, which cannot be spared from one another. Forests are divided to three types: A, conservation forest; B, protected forest; C, production forest. The location of this research is protected forest with critical land criteria. 2, critical land. Critical land is land whose function is not good as a production medium to grow cultivated or natural plants. The increase is critical land is caused by forest fragmentation due to illegal logging or land conservation, as well as natural factors that are less supportive for plant growth. To overcome the existence of critical land and the expansion of critical land, the government has carried out land conservation and reforestation effort to forest and land rehabilitation program. The forest and land rehabilitation program is basically a mass moral movement and involves various levels of society to restore forest and land damage. Through the manufacture of forest plan within the framework of the RHL program, the fulfillment economic nets the aims not to exploit forest wood by being replaced by multi-purpose tree species or MPTS as an effort to improve the welfare of forest communities. RHL activities aim to restore forest and land condition so that they can function normally and sustainable as a life support system. Forest and land rehabilitation aim to restore, maintain, and improve forest and land function so that their carrying capacity, productivity, and role in supporting life support system are maintained. Research purpose. This research is very important to be conducted due to determine the success rate of plan in forest and land rehabilitation program in University Forest Management. Location of research and time and location of research. This research was carried out in June 2021. The research location is in the working area of Gabok Taman Lestari, which in a participant for protected forest area of Unit Batu Forest Management in Datar Village, Ernaningan District, Tangamus Regency, Lampung Province, with an area of 230 hectares. The map of the location research and can be seen in Figure 1. Tools and material. The tools used in the research include stationary camera, laptop recording device, armable pen, small zinc compass, permanent marker, meter in 50 meter, tape meter in 1.5 meter, and global positioning system or GPS. The material used in this research include telesheet and plant success measurements. The object of this research is the forest area in Unit Batu Forest Management and Gabok Taman Lestari, which participates in the RHL program. Method. The method of collecting data. Measuring plot were made using a sampling technique using the systematic sampling with random start method. Is a first plot were made randomly and the next plot were made systematically. Sampling intensity is 5%. This is a formula for calculating the number of plot. The result I get there 115 plots. The distance between the plot is 100 meter north south and 200 meter in the west east direction. To obtain the quality of measured result, the distance between the outermost measuring plot and the plant boundary, a minimum of 50 meter and a maximum of 100 meter is determined. Figure 2 is layout of land measurement plot on my one block. Measuring plot. Duration of the measuring plot assessment are marked by attaching zinc to the trees around the measuring plot or text and written using a marker with the code as shown in figure 2 below. A measuring of plant growth percentage. The measuring of the plant area is carried on the realization of the planting area, which is stated in the planting in hectare unit and compared to the planted area according to design. After the plot has been made, total plants maximum in one plot is 40 plants. Next, count and observe the set of plants. Based on KLHK area regulation number P2/LHK-SEDGEN/CUM.1/1/2020, formula plant growth in calculated by comparing the number of plant is measuring plot with the number of plant that should be in the respective measuring plot. This is a formula of percent plant growth. Percentage of growth during trade year, appraisal and submission of planting work P2 is at least 75% of the total number of plot. Plant height. The average plant height is obtained by averaging the height of earth's plant compared to the number of plants. The average height of plot is calculating as follows. Result and discussion. Number of plants. This is due to the growth of normal plants and job it has not caused the death of the plants. Data that have been obtained have significant difference in earth plot, ranging from the number of plants and height. We can see the data in the following table. In general, the types of plant found living and the location of forest and land rehabilitation activities during and planting period are the sometimes as the plants growing in about during activities during and the activity period. Plant growing percentage. This is a table from percent plant growth. Conclusion. Activities of planting forest and land rehabilitation carried out for 3 years had a total of 3,668 plants with a percentage value of different plot and different plants take according to when the crops were planted. The growth percentage value about a total plant block within an area of 230 hectares with a total of 115 plots having a plant success value of 79.74%. Thank you for attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Mr. Leo Muhammad Widodo, for the nice presentation. I didn't know that so many interesting presentation in here, beyond my imagination before. I offer to the audience whether any question to Pak Leo Muhammad Widodo about the success rate of the plant trees in the forest. If not, I will ask just a simple question. The determination rate for the length, for example, 3 years period, is it based on the previous study or the researcher's justification? So the determination about the 3 years or 4 years, the successfulness of the plant trees is based on the previous study or research justification, or that is the minimum, the maximum length, for example, for a student to have time during his duration of the study, or what is the consideration for that? Pak Leo.
Can I answer with bahasa, ma'am?
Oh, okay, no problem.
Untuk penentuan rehabilitasi hutan dan lahan 3 tahun itu karena peraturan dari kementerian di P2 itu ada perencanaan tahun pertama yang itu dilakukan selama 1 tahun dengan jumlah tanaman minimal 1 hektar itu 1.100 hektar. Untuk tahun kedua itu adalah tahun kedua dan tahun ketiga itu adalah itu sulaman dari tanaman yang pertama untuk memberhasilkan seluruh tanamannya sudah ditanam pada tahun yang pertama. Misalkan untuk 1 hektar itu 1.100 dengan jumlah mati sekitar 800, jadi tahun kedua melakukan penanaman sebanyak 800 untuk menutupi yang tahun pertama.
Oh, gitu. Oh, I see. Yes. Okay, I understand now. Thank you, Pak. Thank you, Pak Leo, for your clear explanation. Thank you very much. Big applause for you. Okay. For the next presentation, I would like to call Mrs. Nurwita Mustikasari or Miss Nurwita Mustikasari from Universitas Indonesia with the research entitled Sentinel-2 Image-Based Analysis of Spatio-Temporal Variation of Vegetation Quality in Majalengka Regency, Indonesia. I think Mrs. Nurwita is here. Time is yours.
Thank you, ma'am. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And I am Nurwita Mustikasari from Department of Geography, Faculty of Mathematics and Natural Science, Universitas Indonesia, and Remote Sensing Application Research Center Lapandin. Today, I would like to present about our research entitled Sentinel-2 Image-Based Analysis of Spatio-Temporal Variation of Vegetation Quality in Majalengka Regency, Indonesia. The background of our research: first, the existence of vegetation in an area has an important role in maintaining the quality of the environment in order to create a comfortable and sustainable environment. The increase in population causes increased economic activity. Both of these trigger changes in land use into settlements or industries, which are the initiation of the emergence of new cities. The use of Sentinel-2 satellite imagery in relation to urban vegetation mapping is increasing. The current condition of Majalengka Regency, which already has a West Java International Airport, or BIJB Kertajati, and is traversed by the Cipali Toll Road, certainly has the potential to increase the economic growth of this region. Pressure on the existence of vegetation in an area has occurred and is the cause of vegetation dynamics, which ultimately threatens environmental sustainability. The research objective: this study aims to examine the spatio-temporal variation of vegetation quality based on vegetation index extracted from Sentinel-2 images. Methodology: the material Sentinel-2 satellite imagery data used in the study were acquired in the period 26 July 2000. These 2 periods were chosen with the consideration that the availability of the clearest optical imagery or the lowest cloud cover throughout the here. And the methods, this research started with the preparation of the Sentinel-2 images, pre-processing of the images, then continued with the extraction of vegetation and non-vegetation using the OBIA method approach. This object-based classification is carried out using multi-resolution segmentation and random forest classifier algorithm. In the multi-resolution segmentation process, the input scale parameter and homogeneity parameters are given. And then after that, the study continued with the extraction of vegetation indices, NDVI, FE, and SR indexes. And then vegetation quality modeling was made based on these three indices. The result, the first is the map of simple ratio. From the map, we can see that the SR index class divided into three classes, namely, and the area with low SR values are also mostly found in the northern part of Majalengka Regency, which is in the fallow or early vegetative phase of rice field. And then in 2020, there is a difference with the condition in 2016, where there is also quite a low SR vegetation index in the central and the northern part of Majalengka Regency, which indicates a decline in vegetation greenery or health. The next result is the Transect of Sr Index. Based on the Transect of Sr Index, we can see that there is a virtual line that passes through in the study area to see how the vegetation index profile is traversed. The transect line is a bright yellow color that passes through in the area with vegetation cover in the study area. This transect is made in such a way in the study area, especially those experiencing environmental dynamics in the form of intensive vegetation cover dynamics throughout 2016 to 2020. This area includes West Java International Airport or BIJB and the surrounding area. Thus, the dynamics of vegetation index showing changes in the quality of vegetation in the study area can be known. From the horizontal section shows the horizontal distance of the transect, which is 64 kilometers long, while the vertical section shows the value of SR and the index that suffers from the north to the south. Based on the transect, it can be seen that there are the dimension called SR in these two observations. The first profile 30 meter here was at an average value of close to 10, but in there was a decrease to range of 5 until 10. And then the next result is for the NDVI map. From this, the NDVI consists of three classes as well, namely low, moderate, and high. The low class that has an NDVI less than 0.2 range is quite a lot seen in the northern part of the study area, which is paddy fields. In the central and southern parts of the study area, there's a difference compared to 2016, where the moderate NDVI value actually increased in the central and southern part, which were mainly in the vegetation part of forest, and this high NDVI class in 2020 is mostly found in the central forest area of Majalengka Regency and the southern part. This condition shows that in 2020, which means that there is a decrease also in the level of greenery or vegetation health during the period. And then the next result is the transect from NDVI. And based on the NDVI transect profile, it can work on the 64 kilometer transect during 2016 until 2020. Based on the profile, it can be seen that there has been a decrease in the vegetation index, which occurred almost along 64 kilometer, and on the 30 kilometer transect, which is dominated by low and agricultural land, there is decrease in vegetation index. Similarly, there was a decrease for mixed garden, vegetation, and forest at the horizontal transect distance from 30 kilometers to 64 kilometers. In this area, there has been a decline in the vegetation index, which originally in 2016 had a high NDVI close transect, indicating a decrease in vegetation index. This decrease in vegetation index, both in seasonal and annual vegetation, indicates that there is a decline in the quality of vegetation on the path traversed by the transect. And the next result is for the next index, map FE or Enhanced Vegetation Index. Based on the map, the third vegetation index show that there are 3 FE classes consist of low, moderate, and high. These classes are represented by green gradation color as well. In general, the result obtained are the same, where the vegetation index in paddy field with an early vegetative phase and fallow, which has a low plant density, has a low vegetation index. Furthermore, the high FE values obtained are the same as using other indices, namely SR and NDVI. R is in most types of forest and mixed garden vegetation. And for the transect of FE, based on the profile, it can be seen that there has been a decrease as well in FE vegetation index in the area traversed by vegetation index transect. On the 50 kilometer, it can be seen that there has been a significant decrease in the FE vegetation index, where initially in the vegetation index value reached 5 and then decreased to less than 2.5 in 2020. Based on the analysis of these 3 indices, SR, NDVI, and FE period. Conclusion: in this study, an analysis of the impact on environmental changes was carried out based on the distribution of vegetation in Majalengka Regency, West Java, which was obtained from processing remote sensing satellite imagery data for 2016 until 2020. And changes in vegetation conditions can also be seen based on the analysis of SR, NDVI, and FE vegetation index profile for that period, where in general it can be seen that there has been a decline in vegetation index during that period. This decrease in vegetation index generally occurs in areas with seasonal vegetation cover in the form of rice fields and non-seasonal vegetation in the form of shrubs, mixed garden, and forest. The downward trend in these 3 vegetation indices indicates that there has been a decline in quality or health of the vegetation in the study area, which should be a concern for the local government and the community to better maintain the vegetation cover in Majalengka. And for further research, we hope we can integrate machine learning for analyzing vegetation quality and assessing its relationship to other environmental aspects. That's all my presentation. Thank you very much for the attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Ms. Nurvita, for the remarkable presentation. It is very interesting.
You're welcome, Ibu.
It is proven, right? There is a decline in the
Majalengka Regency.
in
Yes.
Majalengka Regency.
From these 3 indices, all of them show the decline of vegetation quality in the area.
Oh, I see.
That experiencing the dynamic of land cover, from the vegetation, both seasonal vegetation and annual vegetation, to other land cover like this infrastructure of Cipali Toll Road and especially BIJB Kertajati.
Okay, I see.
And surrounding area.
Oh, I see. Based your opinion or based your research, are these 2 projects contributes greatly to the decrease in the EVI?
From what?
Yes, for
The
Yes.
Oh,
Because of the
development of the infrastructure.
Yeah, the infrastructure.
Yes,
Yeah,
that can be.
hospital and the airport.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
The development of the infrastructure of the airport and also the Cipali Toll Road is one of the trigger to the land cover changes there, and another that the high potential of the economic activity because of the development of these two infrastructures also support the movement people to the area, and then it can
Trigger the
push the people to build the building of new housings like and also other types of built environment.
Okay, land conversion, right? Yes.
Land conversion, yes.
Land conversion due to the migration of the
Yes,
huge project.
supported
Yes.
by immigration people.
Okay. Yes. Is there any question from the audience beside my questions? No? If not, we will proceed to the last presenter. But I've been told that there is one more presenter as a replacement for the first presenter. So we have to, we have to, we have to hear two more presentation, I think. For the next presenter is the real-time implementation of wastewater monitoring system on the communal wastewater treatment plant using the IoT technology. Will be delivered by Ariwanto Sutejo from National Institute of Technology, Malang, Indonesia. Yes.
Okay, thank you for the
Thank
time.
you. Yes, time is yours.
Yes. Okay, good afternoon, everybody. I introduce myself. My name is Ariwanto. I'm from Malang, National Institute of Technology, or IT in Malang. Today I will present our research entitled Real-Time Implementation of Wastewater Monitoring System on the Communal Wastewater Treatment Plant using the IoT technology. Actually, this research is a collaboration research from three departments. Engineering department. First one is the environmental department. Second one is me, electrical engineering, and the third one is informatics engineering. So I think very interesting to join this conference because many fields include in this conference. Okay, next. I will present the background of our study or our research. Actually, this research is, I can say, this more practical research than a theoretical one. So maybe you can see the next slide is many picture, many photograph of the real implementation. Okay, the background is we consider about WWTP or wastewater treatment plant, or in Indonesia we can say IPAL, instalasi pengolahan air limbah. As we know that the WWTP is used to reduce the pollutant from the wastewater before the water is discharged to the river, because if the water is contain the pollutant, is very dangerous if directly discharged to the river. And then it is important to evaluate the performance of the WWTP. The one method to evaluate the performance is we should monitor the wastewater parameter. If the parameter is lower or higher than threshold, so it should be noticed to the operator to consider the evaluation of the plant. The existing system usually using many parameters to be monitored. The first one is pH, temperature, turbidity, conductivity, TSS, TDS, COD, BOD, and DO. This is the usual parameter, but not all of these parameters can be monitored easily because several sensor is very expensive. So in this case, we develop or we implement the system that reduce the cost. I think this is the main contribution of our research. Okay, and the next we will compare what is the difference of our work and the existing work. I think there's many existing work in this monitoring system, IoT based, because it's very popular. And we know all is based on Internet of Things. And the existing one is usually used in industrial WWTP. Why? Because if industrial, we have two important aspects. The first one is the pollutant is very high, and the second one is the money, because the factory usually should have much money to invest in this monitoring system. So if we see in the literature or in the site, many industrial factory already implement this system. And in the other side, some researchers do in prototype, because if implement directly is very high cost. And how about our research or our work? We focus on two things. The first one is we implement our system in the communal WWTP. Communal means that this plan is maintained and operated by people surrounding this plan. So maybe not so many fund or not so many money to invest in this system. Okay, this is a critical issue. So why we should design and implement the monitoring system in low-cost system. Okay, this is the first thing, and the second one is in this paper we present our real or our actual implementation. So as I said before, that this research may be more in real or actual implementation. So not so many complicated, because we deal with the actual implementation. Okay, this is a brief review of the system. The upper figure is the communal WWTP. Basically, there are three components. The first one is the anaerobic digital tank. This is to process the first using bacteria. And then the second one, I think this is very important, P2 remediation plan. This is very popular. Why? Because in Indonesia, we have so many plants. And this plant, usually we can use to extract or to reduce the pollutant from the wastewater. So in many WWTP, usually in Indonesian island, using this system, using plant to extract or to absorb the pollutant from water. And then after that, there is a filter to filter the material. So after this filter, the water is almost clean water. I cannot say a clean water, almost clean, and not so many pollutant discharged to the river. Okay, how about our system? Currently, we already implement 3 modules here. We call location A in the first plan, and the second is location B, and then the last one is the last plan before the water is discharged in the river. Okay, we implement our monitoring system in this wastewater plant in 3 locations, ABC3. In the right side, we can see in the picture, A is here, B is there, and the last one is C, and the river is often there. Okay, I think this is the illustration of implementation of our monitoring system, and this is the electronic one, electronic and computer. I think the most expensive one. Why? Because this is involve the sensor. In this case, we employ only for sensor because of the cost, as I told before. Just pH, temperature, turbidity, and DO. We cannot install the important parameter, POD and COD, because very expensive. One sensor of POD about 3 million. 30 million rupiah. But this sensor, for sensor, I think below than 5 million rupiah. And as we see, we have 3 modules here, A, B, and C. And the other important thing is we use solar panel system and battery. Why? Because we want that our system is self-powered, so we don't need to to use energy from electricity, because this will consume the cost from the public or from the community. But if we use solar panel, so this is free of charge. So I think this is the very important thing, how to design this capacity, the solar panel capacity, to support the system all day or weekend, maybe around the time. Okay, and the next one is this is the electronic component. I mentioned before that the selection here, the component here is the most cheap and available in the market. I think this is very important also, because in Indonesia we cannot produce this component in local market, so we just buy. I think this is a maybe important issue for the next research. And then the other thing, this is maybe also our contribution, how to assemble this sensor in the pipe, and then we float here. This is very in practice, this is very difficult, yeah, because as we know that the wastewater is not clean water, and many pollutants. So sometimes the rubber to integrate this system is broken because the the pollutant in the wastewater. So I think in the next we will improve this system. And then this is the real one, the implemented one. The right side is the complete system. As we see here, the upper side is the solar panel. So the cell power, no need electricity from the PLN in Indonesia. And then this is the panel block, electronic here, and there is a cable here to the sensor floating in the water. This is the inside panel, the electronic one, as I described before. And there is a battery here. And the last thing, maybe this is modem, because we use IoT, so all data from the site should be delivered or should be transferred to internet. So we use this modem. Fortunately, we can use or we can place the modem inside the box, because this is very important in Indonesia. If we place this modem outside the box, maybe someone will steal. But I think this is fortunately we can put this modem inside it. I think this is still one drawback of our system, because we still pay for the what we call cost for this communication from site to the internet, for internet cost. And I think this is the last picture is about software, how to monitor visually of the parameter of wastewater treatment plant parameter using internet. We can use PC, laptop, or as well as Android phone. This is, I think, very popular IoT system, ThinkSpeak system. This is very popular and public domain. So this project also we publish to the public. Everyone can monitor this system real time. Okay, and the last one is conclusion. The first conclusion is the IoT-based wastewater monitoring system is developed and implemented on the communal WWTP. And the second one, the real-time wastewater monitoring system is conducted by installing the pH, temperature, turbidity, and DO sensor on the wastewater pond. The third conclusion is the proposed system is self-powered by the solar panel and the battery system. And the last one, currently we just do the preliminary evaluation, so we cannot present many detailed results. And in the next, we will examine or evaluate our system thoroughly in order to provide an effective wastewater monitoring system. Okay, I think that's all for my presentation. Thank you for your attention. I have any question and answer. Maybe we have time. Please, moderator.
Thank you, Pak Arianto,
Yes.
for a very wonderful presentation. I
Yeah, thank you.
cannot I cannot ask a question because it's so technical.
Yeah. Okay,
But I
okay, no
just
problem.
wondering if I have some kind like solar panel in my house, so I don't have to pay for the PLN, right?
Yes, yes, okay, yeah. Yeah.
Is it common use for us to have some kind like solar panel in our house? Is it safe for me also that I don't know expertise?
I
don't
think
have any.
yes. I think not. Yes, yeah. I think now government is what is to accelerate this
I
system.
see.
Yeah, yeah. Because so many, I think, low cost system to integrate the solar panel and the PLN.
Oh, I
So
see.
so we can use both.
Oh,
Because
I
if
see.
that's just one solar panel,
Uh-huh.
if not enough, for example, rainy season, maybe we can produce many much energy. Because if
Oh, I
you
see.
hybrid, I think we can reduce the PLN cost, and
Okay.
we can use what is battery and solar panel
see.
in the case of no sun in the rainy season. I think
Okay.
like that.
Okay, thank you very
Okay,
much
yeah.
for wonderful explanation.
Okay.
Is there any question for the audience for Pak Arianto?
Question from me.
Yes. Please just ask a question.
Thank you, Pak Arianto. I think that
Yes.
this is a very interesting implementation of IoT. And actually, in our company, some of our employees already tried to develop such a implementation, but most of them are failed because we use the chip Arduino and chip microcontroller and so on. That's what differs with the industrial made. How can you improve this thing? How can you improve this functional IoT to perform reliably over the years? That is the first question. And the second question, I saw that you implemented in a pond, which from the picture I can see that there is no flow of water. Can it be applied if the water has some flows on it, or it has to be static? Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for the question. It is a very interesting question. Okay, the first question. Okay, I agree with your idea that if we use like Arduino or something like this. In our implementation, we also use Arduino, but there is some improvement as your question, how to improve the system. In the system, we use, okay, maybe if you can see this block diagram, not really here. Okay, if not here. In the panel here, we can see there is a timer here. I think this is an idea, a simple idea, how we use the timer to make the system can live longer. In the first experiment, we don't use timer. So every minute, the system is work, and this consume energy, and also what is problem with the Arduino. And after maybe 3 or 5 months, we evaluate, we have an idea how to we use a timer. And the interesting, we use a simple mean, this is a conventional timer. So the no microcontroller in the timer. So no problem with in Indonesia we use hang, never hang this what is timer. This in the system we time the operation 1 hour on and 5 or 10 minutes is off. I think interval 1 hour is enough to monitor this parameter. I think this depends on the system. If the parameter should be monitored frequently, I think 1 hour is not enough. But in our case, we can monitor just 1 hour is enough. So my answer is we use a simple method to to longer the system or to improve the performance of the microcontroller or the energy system using a simple timer. Okay, this is the first question, and the second question. This is true that in our system we just use the pond, no flow, no water flow. About your question, how about this system if implement there is a flow? At current, this instrument cannot be used because this is simple one. So we just attach or we just install a simple route here to make this pipe up and down. But the simple route, if we install in the river, there is a hard flow, maybe this will be destroyed. I think this is the next research we will try or we will develop how to improve this pipe on this instrument to deal with the river on the other water. There is flowing water. I think this is my question, and thank you for your question.
Thank you, Pak.
Okay, I think
Good luck for your next research.
Okay, thank you very much for your.
Thank you, Pak Rais Bahtiar. Okay, we come to the last presenter, Miss Riza. I think as a replacement for the first paper, she will present a paper entitled Anti-Littering Intention Model for Students in Yogyakarta. Miss Riza, are you here? Miss Riza, I think she's already here before. Riza. Not join? Okay. If not, Miss Riza, are you here? I think
Yes, Miss. Yeah.
Oh yes. Oh, because
Okay.
sorry. Oh,
My
Mr.
signal
Rizal.
low, Miss.
Okay.
I'm sorry. My signal low.
Okay. Because your is a girl, so I think you are Miss Rizal.
Okay, Miss.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now you can
Can I
present
share?
your paper. Time is yours.
Yes. Okay.
Strict to 10 minutes, right?
You look in. is my presentation, Miss? Okay. Good afternoon. Thanks, Miss Siti. I will present about building an anti-littering intention model for student in Yogyakarta. Is my article match by Budi Setianta, Dian Kitaning Tias Arikaki, Rizal Ula, saya sendiri ya. Ya. My name Rizal Ula Ananta Fauzi and Dewi Puspitasari. Okay. In the class, more and more test intro characteristics. Plastic in category hazard waste, yeah. Plastic waste in dangerous, yeah. The dangerous and this the fruit and vegetable. Manufacturer is developing country design product according to market characteristics, purchasing power impact sale of asset packing products. Shares packing product, the benchmark for customer and product in developed country. Customer awareness is customer extension to the rack to obtain information and choose various alternative and is about the causes is the hypothesis. Number one is customer awareness of the effect of plastic. Yeah, of the effect of plastic waste on environment, effect in intention to behave in anti-waste behavior. Hypothesis two, the intention of anti-littering is supported by the attitudes of littering. Hypothesis three, self-efficacy has an impact on the intention of anti-littering. My methods it's research place in Yogyakarta. Respondent will exploit the question where 4,050 conference technique with the quiz of the question. The result we know about the findings, so that students have the intention to reduce waste pollution. A student went to clear up trash after activity, not save the location before cleaning. Much trash in the trash is a student strong commitment to reduce environmental caused by trash. So student environmental awareness is still working. Yes. Result number three, attitude to display anti-littering behavior. It's now we can look in there. The student have positive attitude to display anti-littering behavior. The role of environmental attitudes important management of intention to manage the waste household. Although as individual has a different level in displaying behavior to present environment damage stock waste management behavior. The study indicates the student waste to stop in time. Okay. Thank you. About my presentasi. Any question? Okay, any question?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Rizal, for the nice presentation. I'm really sorry. I have some kind like technical problem in here. For Mr. Rizal about the anti-littering intention for students in Yogyakarta. If not, okay, this is the end of the session. I would like to ask all of the participants to open the video. I think I will take a picture for this session. Okay, thank you, Pak Ariwanto. Wait a minute. Okay. Mbak, Mr. Nurwita, would you like to open the video, please? Wait a minute. Okay. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Terima kasih atas perhatian Bapak Ibu semua. Thank you for your support for until the end of the session. After this, we have some kind like announcement and closing ceremony, but not too formal. We will announce the best presenter or best paper in the closing session. Please join the closing session if you have some time to do that. On behalf of the committee, I would like to ask about thankfulness, and also I would like to ask for forgiveness if the thing is not running well. Thank you so much for your attention. Stay safe and healthy. Wait a minute, is almost everyone now open the video. I will take one more picture. Makasih Pak Ariwanto.
Wait a minute, Bu. Wait a minute.
Oh, yeah, wait a minute. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, almost all. Thank you. Thank you for your time to join our conference. Hopefully, we can publish our research soon. But I think the sooner is still next year, I think. Hopefully, we can publish it to the Scopus Index conference proceeding. Thank you very much. You may leave if you want to. Wait. Hampir.